HomeKit Secure Video allows you to see all your recorded clips from compatible cameras inside the Home app, and the video events are recognized locally at your home by your Apple Home hubs, and the video is securely stored on iCloud, so you don't need to pay for a separate video surveillance subscription. Well, what's not to love about that? I was really excited about HomeKit Secure Video when Apple first introduced it in June of 2019, but since then it's shown to not always be the best option in my opinion. So I want to go through a few of the downsides of HomeKit Secure Video and where it actually, I think, is a phenomenal system to use. But first, while you might understand the basics of HomeKit Secure Video, I want to clear up a few common misconceptions. The first is that just because a camera works with Apple Home or has the Works with Apple Home label means that it supports HomeKit Secure Video. This is not true. Cameras have to specifically support HomeKit Secure Video in order to work with this part of the Home app. It doesn't mean, though, that there aren't cameras that don't work with HomeKit Secure Video where you can still see the live view in the Apple Home app and get other features for things like doorbell integrations. The way I like to look at HomeKit Secure Video is it's a lot like other Apple-provided apps like Notes, Reminders, and Mail. When you buy an Apple device or set up a part of your Apple Home, you need some basic functionality to get going, and Apple provides that to you for free or included with something like their iCloud Plus service. When you have a smart home, you probably want to add security cameras, and you'd like those to record video clips of events so you can view them later. And Apple provides that option with HomeKit Secure Video. Well, sometimes with certain things like Apple Notes or Reminders, Apple puts a ton of effort into those products and makes them amazing. They won't go out of business if the products that they give you for free are the absolute best in their category. And so that means that things like Apple Mail or things like HomeKit Secure Video lack a lot of the modern features and continual updates like competitors will do who need that as part of their core business. And this gets to one of the big problems I have with Apple's HomeKit Secure Video, which is reliably detecting events on their cameras. Now, if you use an iPhone camera and you hear about all the magic that Apple does with the camera app to auto detect all kinds of things as you're shooting a photo, you're probably thinking, well, doesn't Apple have like some of the best machine learning and image recognition out there? Why aren't they just killing it in this category? But the reality is they aren't. In my experience, the HomeKit Secure Video doorbells are great at recognizing the faces of people coming to your front door and matching them with faces in your iCloud photo library, provided you keep those faces and details up to date. But it frequently misses motion events. And if you're one of those people in the comments who's about to say that you've never had any issues with HomeKit Secure Video, well, if you only have HomeKit Secure Video cameras, you might not know that these kinds of problems are happening. For my house, I have different cameras with different ecosystems around my home to try out different things, but you don't have to just take my word for it. Here's Andrew O'Hara from Apple Insider on a recent episode of his HomeKit Insider podcast.
Apple's AI stuff still is inferior to basically every one that I've tested. Like, when I'm testing other ones, the HomeKit one will still randomly miss a truck driving through our driveway or a package being left on the door. Like, I don't know how it misses some of these things. Yeah. But it does.
And more specifically on the Wi-Fi connectivity issues, here's developer and podcaster Marco Arment on his podcast ATP earlier this summer talking about follow-up from HomeKit Secure Video.
First of all, I am vindicated. Everyone has these problems with Logitech Circle View cameras. Logitech Circle View cameras, the issues I was having with constant like Wi-Fi dropouts and connection drops and everything, everyone has these problems, both with the Circle View and the doorbell version of it.
And here's what the New York Times Wirecutter review team had to say. Although HomeKit Secure Video is otherwise a highly secure and valuable service, its primary function, recording events that are triggered by motion, is unreliable, and that means HomeKit Secure Video in its current incarnation has to be considered untrustworthy as a platform for security cameras. So if HomeKit Secure Video is missing motion events and all these people are saying bad things about the camera connectivity and just general reliability, then why would we ever recommend it or ever use it at all? First off, as a channel about Apple and smart home tech, I'm going to continue to try out HomeKit Secure video cameras and let you know how it goes. So subscribe to the channel if you're into that stuff. I actually have a video on an upcoming HomeKit Secure video camera that I'm reviewing right now. But the common trend I see is that a lot of these reliability problems happen with outdoor cameras, especially things like a doorbell. When you get outside your house, it's more challenging for a lot of Wi-Fi networks to reach that well. The one notable exception here, I think, is the Eve outdoor cam, which has worked well for me, but it requires electrical wiring either by replacing an existing light fixture or getting an electrician to add a place for that kind of wiring on the outside of your home. With alternatives like power over Ethernet, you might have an easier time just doing the wiring yourself. Not to mention that the camera's connectivity would be hardwired rather than wireless. And that also gets the other problem with outdoor HomeKit Secure video cameras in that there's not a lot of good options. But going inside, you can probably see where this is going. There are tons of different indoor rated HomeKit Secure video cameras at lots of different price points from lots of different manufacturers, and they're more coming out all the time. And this is a place where I find it really beneficial. For example, in my home, my indoor cameras are all HomeKit Secure video, and there's some key benefits you get from Apple by doing this. You get a nice feature called Detect Activity, which means that when you're home, you can set it up so your cameras are never actually even working as cameras. You can't even see a live view of the camera, but you can still use that camera as a motion sensor for automations in HomeKit. So maybe you want to turn off the lights when there's no motion detected to save energy in, let's say, a hallway or a closet. And then when you leave home, you can have it set up to have that camera record clips as well as offer a live view into the camera. So in that same closet where your hot water heater or furnace or dryer are, you can look in and check to make sure everything's okay. And on top of that, if you have HomePods with the sound recognition feature turned on where they can recognize sounds of, let's say, a smoke alarm going off and notify you from the Home app on your iPhone with a critical event notification, then you can access those live streams of video cameras inside your home to check out if it was maybe a false alarm or if there's really something you need to be concerned about.
A home member is checking in. Double tap the top of this HomePod at any time to hang up.
And sometimes I think here on YouTube for tech reviews, and as you're looking for new products you might want to buy as a consumer or just watching the general progress of tech, it's easy to fixate on particular features as must-haves and just completely ignore products that don't have it. And the same thing goes for Apple Home and camera surveillance. You might just be myopically focused on you must have a HomeKit Secure video camera and you never ever want to pay for any kind of other video subscription, but you're trading off regular software updates and fixes from that company that you're regularly paying money to get support over time. And you're also ruling out a lot of great camera options. Even if you want to avoid monthly fees and you want to go with something like Eufy that doesn't necessarily put your video in the Home app, but you could still view a lot of it on their own platform, again, great products that you're just completely ignoring by focusing on it must have HomeKit Secure video, otherwise I'm out. Now, this video is part of a series on my channel called What You Need to Know About, and introducing you to a lot of the basics all the way to advanced stuff of different smart home topics out there. So here's another What You Need to Know About video linked somewhere here on the screen for you to check out. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.